So we're going to talk a little bit about, really quickly, about how AWM came about and the struggle to rebrand. That this platform started as a personal carnival page. It really had no purpose. It really had no mission other to serve as a frame of reference for Carnival because I talked about it so much. So if you're a brand new subscriber, back in 2018, I was in a course called Captain's Career Course. I was super stressed out and I was trying to finish my doctorate at the same time while I was at this super rigorous course. And I was sitting in my office, in the office of my mentor. Her name is Major Logan. I love her to death. Now, Major Logan is a Seventh-day Adventist. You will not catch her at Carnival, okay? You will not. It's not happening. But she saw how much it made me happy and how much I talked about it. And she saw that I was talking to everybody about it, to include people that stopped by her office. And I was just answering questions about Carnival. And a lot of people didn't know that Carnival was like something that everybody could participate in. And I mean, I was talking to senior non-commissioned officers. I'm talking about sergeants first class. Why am I putting that on my lower lash line? What is wrong with you? It's not mascara. Anyways, I was talking to senior non-commissioned officers. There was this woman, she is about to get married to a man that was West Indian. And, you know, I was showing her Carnival pictures. And I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if you did your first, your first day, you surprise him in a Carnival backpack, okay? Anyways, I talked it up so much. Next thing you know, she says, hey, she got tired of me just completely scrolling through the my photo album and said, you need to create an Instagram page. Like, oh, think about it. I don't know. And I blew it off, right? Because I already had enough on my plate between trying to finish this course and, of course, trying to write my doctorate, which was like a fucking dumpster fire. That's another story to tell in itself. And so a few days later, I came back to her office and she asked me, had I done the Instagram page? And I was like, no, ma'am. And she was like, well, now's the time to do it. Go do it now. So I sat my ass down and I was like, fine, I'm going to create a page. I followed a crap ton of stuff on my personal page. I ended up stumbling upon a hashtag on Instagram and it said, American Wines Matter. And I was like, oh my God, that is so perfect because I've been talking to nothing but mainly African-American women about Carnival and how, you can play mass too. I was like, this is great. So I called it American Wines Matter. Now, mind you, back then when I started my page, I was still learning things about the culture and I was still struggling with, being a masquerader and a professional. And if you've read my blog, A Masquerader and Professional, I talked about these things, balancing both of them, especially, being an Army officer. Like, Carnival does not necessarily align with the Army values or the standards of good order and discipline. So I was really still struggling about it. Well, I went ahead and created the page and I decided that with this page, I was going to keep Carnival on this page. Like when I connected with others, I would keep Carnival on this page because there was no fucking way that I was going to allow Carnival to blend with my professional image of my Facebook page. I was like, we gonna keep Carnival way over here. Y'all not gonna come into my personal. This is where I'm gonna keep the masquerader life hidden. That's really what the purpose of the page was. Now I was having my fun and, I did my little Carnival road videos and the platform ended up evolving into what it is now, mainly because I liked helping people. And what was fascinating is when I used that hashtag or I used the name of my page, when I met people on the Carnival scene, they loved it, believe it or not, much to the chagrin of many. We'll talk about that in a minute, but they were like, wow, this really speaks to exactly what the purpose of the page. They got it. Like the people that I met, they understood. Like, yes, I love it because, I love that you're open about who you are and you're not hiding being West Indian. I love the page. I love the page. I love the page. Cool. So of course, over time, as you can see now, the name American Wines Matter comes under a lot of scrutiny. The crazy thing is that, believe it or not, up until this platform even became a thing, I was completely oblivious to the tensions that I have witnessed between African Americans and the United States West Indian community. I can't speak for overseas, right? This is just I was completely oblivious. I went into this with these rose-colored glasses thinking that carnival and what it's about bleeds into everything that is carnival, only for that to not be the case, right? That's definitely not the case. And I continue to struggle with it for a very long time. I was like, I don't understand. Like, carnival is about this, this, and that, and this. And then I'm looking at these diaspora arguments on social media, and it was, to this day, honestly, it's very hurtful to witness. And being African American and having this platform, it's also very hurtful. Being the center of being the center of diaspora war arguments is a very uncomfortable thing. It's actually sometimes very depressing. And sometimes it's a struggle because, I want to say, I am encouraging everybody from all walks of life to participate in carnival. But the reality is, occasionally in my DMs, I get called all sorts of names and I'm targeted because I'm African American, and there's a lot of negativity that surrounds the fact that this platform, which I had no intention of it being a thing, is insanely successful, and it's run by a woman that's African American and not West Indian. I had no idea. You want to talk about my blinders being on? You talk about rose-colored glasses? Holy shit. My rose-colored glasses are on. Now, in the past couple of years, my rose-colored glasses are now off, and seriously deeply rooted in the reality of what this is. But it's also very sad to see. So, believe it or not, I have, for the past year and some change, tried to rebrand this platform, call it something else. And I've struggled with it because why am I calling it something else? Am I calling it something else to placate people? And what is the purpose of calling it something else? They're still not going to like me anyway. People are going to be upset. This has to dry. People are going to be upset about me being African American anyway, because I'm never going to hide the fact that I'm African American. Let's just be 100% real. We don't have to talk about, oh, we're all from Africa or anything like that. To hide who I am and where I'm from is to put dishonor on the people that came before me. And I will not do that for the acceptance of nobody. Like, my soul is not for sale. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and hide the fact that I'm African American to placate people. Because the reality is, the people who have brought me from this girl that used to bathe in a bucket, walk to school in Wisconsin with no socks and no adequate gloves, go hungry, pick and choose which sibling went hungry, know what it's like to have no power, buy penny candy with food stamps, endured a decade of sexual and physical abuse, to a successful Army officer with 3 degrees. There is no way I'm going to put dishonor on those people that were pushing me to be exactly where I'm at. So I'm going to continue to be openly African American. But I want to rebrand. The problem is, what do I rebrand it to? What do I call it as a platform that speaks to my message and inviting people from all walks of life to come in? Because here's the thing. There's a lot of female carnival influencers out there. You got your Carnival Bae, you got your Carnival Belle, you got your Carnival Serena, you got your Carnival this, Carnival that. This shit is, it's for me, I don't want to be grouped in, and I don't feel that my body of work is in alignment with a lot of the carnival influencers. So I had to find something that resonates with my body of work, the blogs I've written, and the positivity of carnival and how it has helped my mental health, how it has, helped me with my body confidence, reclaiming and owning my feminine power. I had to have a name of a platform that really resonates with that message. And Carnival this, Carnival chick, is really fucking lame. I'm not saying their names are lame. I'm saying it's lame for me. American Wines Matter. This platform is over 4 years old, where I was proud to call it that. It is now developed into a name that, when I say American Wines Matter, it's cringe. And it's because, first of all, I would never monopolize off Black Lives Matter. As a matter of fact, when the page was incepted, BLM was rather silent. If it had been in the forefront, I probably would have been like, it's too close, so I would have called it something else. But BLM was a little bit silent in the time that AWM was incepted. And so that is why, if you look around, you'll gradually see that American Wines Matter has developed into AWM Carnival, and now it's just AWM. And I'm gradually going over to my website, fixing that, calling it AWM. It's just going to be called AWM for now, formerly known as American Wines Matter. Everybody knows what the acronym means, especially the people that are upset about it. But I have to find a title or a brand name that really speaks to what it's about. And I thought for a second, oh, everybody play a mask. And I'm like, oh, that page already exists. Branding is hard, and rebranding is even more difficult, because I don't necessarily want to change my mission. I just want to change the name. So what do you think? What do you think I should call it? It has to reflect my body of work. It has to reflect my personality as a person, because even though I'm a female influencer, I am girly, but I'm not girly, you know? I've modeled, but I'm not a model. Like, it's not what my platform is about. It's like, I got your attention. How about you learn something? Go read this blog I wrote. Support other carnivals. Learn about the other carnivals. Learn about the history of the different carnivals, because all the carnivals are not for the same reason. What do I call it? And I'm hoping I can figure that out soon. But it's really hard. I don't think people realize how difficult that is. So what do you think? What should I call it? Should I keep it as AWM, or should I change it to something else? Feel free to comment below.